EBT and SNAP.
Let's talk EBT and SNAP, huh?
Okay, let's go live.
All right. Instagram's coming up in a moment here. There we go.
Good morning. Or I guess it could be lunch for some people.
Could be noon. We're Pacific time. Mountain time, technically.
Mountain time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk some EBT then.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. What do you know about it?
I've never been on it.
Oh.
I would say I'm thankful I've never been on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think on Monday we talked about a little bit the government shutdown and if anybody's been affected, which you and I discussed. We haven't felt an effect. But what I have seen, I've heard from friends of like, oh my gosh, this is going to run out November 1st. And have you seen the case of rioting and looting about to happen in the stores? And I was like, what are you talking about? And so I researched it a little bit more. And I guess this could be happening where people who are affected or who receive EBT SNAP benefits, if it is still shut down, which would be 35, 40 days, I think at that time.
Yeah.
They will not receive those coupons to get food, drink, whatever is on the SNAP program.
Right.
And
that's going to make a lot of people upset. What do you think?
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I've been looking on social media.
Yeah, we'll play a few. We'll play a few some of those clips. I think we tagged a few on.
I got some on TikTok and I don't maybe one on X that I looked. Honestly, you don't have to scroll far to find them. And it's a mix of people lashing out versus people explaining it. And I did run across one. It was the longer one, so I didn't tag it for you, Matt. But this gentleman was saying, this is natural selection happening. And if you need EBT stamps, you will literally die. Like, come on, people. Learn how to feed yourself. Put a garden out. Don't have the government support you. Like you are, what is it? You're biting the hand that feeds you. So people, they're kind of selfish right now. It tells me like you and I, we save our money. We have like a savings account. We have 2 kids. We think, okay, what can we afford? What can we not afford?
Well, maybe before we get into like how to avoid being dependent on the government, we can just talk about some of the stats or data around the SNAP or EBT programs. And I think it's important that people know like how extensive it is. Okay. So 1 in 8 Americans are on the program.
Yeah. And so for a number,
over 40 million people get benefits from SNAP.
And then say there's 340 million in America.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite a large amount of people who are needing the government to feed them.
Yeah. Well,
they
expecting.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, good.
Expecting and needing are different. So yes, there's 1 in 8 Americans are getting assistance from SNAP. Now, the government shutdown, there's a few things going. So government shutdown, essentially the Democrats are trying to, they're withholding their vote to vote on the continued resolution, which is essentially a status quo going forward, to save or put contingencies in to continue the Affordable Care Act subsidies for healthcare premiums. And so for people who don't know what that means, healthcare premiums in the Affordable Care Act were given a benefit back in COVID times to have the government subsidize those. Up to 50% of their premiums would be actually given directly to the insurance companies from the government. And that was to help people through COVID. And it had an expiration date on it. So a little bit of a ticking time bomb in terms of how this will impact people, because as we know, people that become, let's say, dependent on their lifestyle, their bills, their expenses, when that dramatically changed, then it impacts their lives, right? And so this is kind of a ticking time bomb. At the end of this year, those ACA subsidies expire. And so the Democrats want to protect those as part of the continued resolution. And the Republicans don't want to do that.
Didn't part of it mean this is for illegal immigrants also?
Yes. So part of the Affordable Care Act allows for Medicaid to illegal immigrants, not directly, but indirectly through DACA, TPS, and I think maybe, one of the more common ones is just emergency Medicaid. So emergency Medicaid is if you go to the ER, then those bills are paid directly by the federal government. And typically that's where people that don't have documentation or are illegal will go, and then those bills get covered.
Hence why ER waits are now extremely long, because these undocumented illegal immigrants have come, and that's where they go to get free health care.
Correct. So basically, if you are illegal or undocumented, however you want to refer to it, you go to the ER and you'll get free health care. Yeah.
Hence why our son was sick yesterday, and I said, no ER.
Well,
I knew it. I just knew the wait line would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
anyway. Well, the ER is for emergency services, and obviously I think it gets taken advantage of. That's probably a whole different topic. But back to the government shutdown. So essentially, the Democrats are holding hostage the vote to get Affordable Care Act coverage continued, which benefits a lot of Americans in terms of subsidies, and it benefits illegals. So there's truth in all that, and the Republicans want to address that in a separate thing. It does have about a $3 trillion impact to our deficit over the next 10 years if we were to just continue it. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a small thing.
Nope. That's a lot of
and it was never intended to do this. And I mean, there's like the Affordable Care Act we could unpack probably at some point too.
Well, you could probably just say people got comfortable with the government paying for their health care. And so now, oh, look, responsibility has to take action again, where now you actually look at your bills and decide, I don't really need to go to the doctor, or I take care of myself. And so this is getting into people's bad habits where now they have to change. So I would say it's not really helping anyone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this sort of illustrates a bigger point in terms of dependency. So when you become dependent, it actually, instead of breeding gratitude, it breeds resentment, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that odd?
It is very.
Like, there's a lot of people that are getting help, and instead of being grateful, they're resenting those that are giving them the help. And we'll look at some of these TikTok videos, but there's I think a good chance that we're going to see, if this doesn't get resolved and people's SNAP benefits are impacted, that we're going to see rioting and looting of convenience stores and grocery stores after November 1st.
Well, yeah, one even said homes. People would rob their neighbors. I would hope not, but you never know.
Yeah. And so what are some, like, we'll show a couple of these TikToks because these are real people stating what they're going to do. But like, what are some alternatives you think that people could do instead of being dependent on these programs? Or if these programs do expire, what are I have some ideas. I'll start.
Go for it.
So one idea is what used to happen, which is your local communities would support those that need food. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that has traditionally been done through churches or community organizations that know best how to get food to people in their community and who needs that food.
Yes, and I think we've talked about this before, where then the people who actually give the food at the church or the potlucks, they feel they have a purpose. And like, mm-hmm. I'm here to help you, and I want to help you and make you a better person, and I don't want you to starve. Nobody wants anyone to starve, honestly.
Of course. Well, and let's also be realistic. The biggest epidemic in the country is obesity. It's too much food.
Very true.
We have plenty of food.
Yes.
It's not an issue of having access to food. And there are a lot of people that are gracious with their time and their money and their charity and churches. And so like we were just the other day, we were at a church potluck. People baked food, good food, not packaged garbage.
Yeah.
Ultra processed stuff. People baked food, brought it in, and everybody had a great meal. And so we shared in that. And I'll bet you that was way cheaper than if we would have like exchanged SNAP benefits for food and brought it into church. So,
well, and it also got you guys talking and felt a sense of community, and kids ran around to play, and you got to meet new people, and it just helps to grow that bubble of who you know.
It reduces the resentment and villainization of those that are helping you.
Yeah.
Like when you see directly the people that are helping, or you're part of a community that is helping each other, like it breeds gratitude. Versus when the government steals from one and gives to another at their own discretion, then that creates resentment.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
And it's never enough. Do you notice it's never enough?
No. Yeah, they always want more. But what I'm
Yes.
getting when I look at these TikTok videos is these people feel entitled. And here we, as the taxpayers, one, you take it out of our paycheck, two, you take it out of state and federal taxes. And then these people are selfish, and they literally say they expect us to pay for their bad habits again. And so poor them, they can't buy a soda pop, which I'm sure there's people who actually buy healthy things, but
majority of SNAP benefits are spent on sugary drinks.
yes, and hence, okay, maybe you should play a clip or something
All
so
right,
that we
all
can
right.
show these people what we've seen.
Which one would you like me to play?
I don't know. Just
I got this
pick
one on X that's pretty good. Let me pull this up because it's
and maybe you people have seen it. We don't know, but it's just kind of fun. Get a refreshing reminder of who's living in this wonderful world with us.
Here it is.
Paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have an employee of the school district. I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs. If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. I work, pay my bills, and
you can't make
like
this
every
up.
other mom, I want to be sure that I have enough food to put on the table. Employee of the school district,
Okay.
Okay. So that was a short clip of it. First, what's your first take on this individual? But maybe leave it up. So can you get closer?
Add it back. Yeah.
Get closer to that person.
Get closer.
Yes. Well, one, we're already, she takes up.
Here, we'll replay. We'll
3/4.
replay it since it's so good.
Okay. Works for the school district. Okay. I don't know what state she's in. Sorry, I didn't research that.
Wait. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. There we go.
only get paid. Employee of the school district, I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs. If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. I work, pay my bills, and like every other mom, I want to be sure that I have enough food to put on the table.
Okay. She is reading from a script, which tells me it's not a sincere delivery. She reads, hello, I get paid once a month. To me, that's like an obvious, someone set you up for this, and which actually somebody did. A politician put her on this trial for this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's unfortunate is there are people that are hungry and need food, and I think particularly kids. And so I sympathize with this situation, but then you have all these people taking advantage of the system that cloud everything.
Yep.
Right? They cloud everything, and the government can't distinguish between who's right and wrong. I was just looking up some basic stats. Let me pull these up so I don't get them wrong.
Okay.
In terms of 1 in 8 Americans gets SNAP benefits.
Yep.
In terms of like the demographic breakdown, 17% is unknown. They don't even know, they don't know who's getting it. Meaning like there's a lot of fraud involved. But 35% white, black is 26%, Hispanic 16%, then lower from there. So that's just like.
So wait, did you just point out that white people get more benefits from SNAP?
Well, not as a percentage of as a percent, not it's under ratioed as their percentage of the population versus like black would be they're 13% of the population. However, they're taking 26% of the SNAP benefits.
Okay. I was about to be like, people are going to point out white people taking advantage.
Yeah, of course. There's more white people in poverty in this country than any other demographic. Yeah.
Because we're the largest population.
Yeah, it's based on population. If you look at it as a ratio of the population, there are more black people that are in poverty as a percentage of their population, though.
Okay.
Right. So that's how you could look at the stats a little bit different. But yeah, so whites are approximately 60% of the population, but they're taking 35% of the SNAP benefits.
Okay.
All right. So then we look at age. So over 50% of the benefits of SNAP are adults, 18 plus.
Is that the highest age group?
No, there's also, let me see here. Older adults, 60%, 60 years and up are 20%. And then there's disabled,
Okay.
which I don't think people have an issue with, like helping disabled.
Yeah, but disabled
is 10%.
Very generic
It's
these
10.
days.
It's 10% of SNAP. It goes to disabled. So, and then yeah, children are like 30 to 36%.
Wait, children, why would children? I thought this was like family.
Yeah, households including children.
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Households with adults is the majority of it.
So more people without kids get SNAP
Yeah.
benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Because of whatever. Okay. That's interesting.
I mean, that's just data.
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, like the statistics, whatever.
Right.
Okay. It's there. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, looking back at that video, that lady, no offense, could be okay without her SNAP benefits.
I don't know. She's she's got a lot of internal energy she could survive on for a while.
Oh boy, I didn't say it, you did.
Yeah.
But she did say she had a couple of kids that
Mhm.
she had to feed.
Maybe she's eating their food
Maybe she's eating their food.
because it seems like they have enough.
She works for the school district. Didn't say what she does. Maybe
Yeah.
she's part-time.
Yeah.
So we don't know the whole
I don't
story.
want to infer too much.
Yeah. We're just speculating. But that was, kind of one. And she kind of looks like a lot of the people who are getting SNAP benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But if you looked at her, she was 1 large, 2.
Yeah.
She had hair color. I'm sorry.
How
I'm
about- do
going
you
back
want-
to
like-
having responsibility.
She was missing the
Maybe-
nose ring though. Let's
She-
go back. Let's go. Should we
She
pull
probably
up?
has tattoos.
Should we pull up another video?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let me see here.
Let's see which one we got. I think I just had a couple more. And one of them, a guy was explaining it, and another one was an individual
Mhm.
complaining.
Let's see. Share screen.
I don't know. If my kids complain to me about not getting food, I literally say, get your butt off the chair and go feed yourself.
Well, this is what people don't understand because you haven't been part of the channel as much as
Right.
me. You're way more harsh than me. Okay, let's take a look at. Oh, what am I looking for? Oh, okay. Let's get this guy.
I also had it in I love you.
So Walmart, EBT will be cut off November 1st, except for Virginia. They're declaring a state of emergency, I guess, to pay people. I used to be assistant manager at Walmart for a while. It was a long time ago. I was there for like 8 years. And I'm going to tell you, they probably get like over 90% of all the EBT out there. Walmart is an EBT business. Their entire business model is built around it. All their vendors, Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Frito-Lay, all of them.
It should be known that I saw some math on this, but of all of the EBT benefits, 80% of them go to large super chains like a Walmart, for example, or a Costco or Sam's Club in terms of where that money ends up going.
Wait, how do these Sam's Club, you have to pay for a membership. Costco, you have to pay for a membership. How are they paying for a membership and then they have these EBT?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they can use that to pay for it. But the stat was like that super chains are the ones getting the benefit of this. 80% of the benefits of EBT SNAP.
Which tells me there's corruption in corruption.
Most likely.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then when you take it back to government funding and the Affordable Care Act, right?
Mhm.
Who's benefiting from continuation of the Affordable Care Act subsidies?
Yeah.
Of course, people are, but who gets paid?
Coca-Cola.
Well, Coca-Cola, but the insurance companies
Yeah,
get
they
that
want
money.
unhealthy people.
Yes, they get that money directly from the government. If people had to pay it, they would probably have to renegotiate their premiums with the public, and they would have uncertainty in terms of their ability to get paid regularly and timely. But the
Right.
government pays pretty timely generally. Maybe not right now,
Not
but
right now.
that's interesting too. And so,
Yeah.
who are the biggest lobbyist organizations out there? It's food, insurance, right?
Yeah, well, what I got from this, well, okay, play a little bit
Thrive
more.
on EBT, Bluebell. You're like, oh, that's junk food. Yep, that's what goes in all them baskets.
Just what
Yeah.
you said, yeah.
Yes. It ain't cauliflower and carrots like you think it is.
Chicken
Nope.
breast.
Almost all junk goes in those baskets, and man, it's gonna be weird. Walmart has heard all of the buzz online about looting them and everything. So I guess in a lot of the low-income areas, they're already talking about doing online orders only. They're probably going to start beefing them up with police. There's probably police right now in their loss prevention offices just waiting for y'all to do something. So I guess if you're willing to be the first few picked off, kind of like a bunch of zebra crossing the river, and the crocodiles get the first few.
All right, so that's one. Let's check out this one. People hanging.
Americans, you'll need to be careful this weekend. Let me explain why. I don't know if you've noticed, but America is a powder keg right now, and pretty much all of us are holding the match. We're about armpit deep in a government shutdown right now. There's a bunch of federal workers not getting paid, and a bunch of people are about to lose EBT. Now, if EBT goes away this weekend, a lot of people have said that they're going to go raid their local stores and maybe even their neighbors' homes. They're going to feed their babies one way or another because that's America's responsibility. The taxpayers' responsibility is to take care of them, and if they're not going to do that through EBT, they're going to do that by donating their own stuff. That's the general sentiment. This weekend, we're going to have a ton of Americans that are going to go absolutely ballistic in the streets. What this means for you is, one, you might want to go do your grocery shopping. Unfortunately, I hate to be that guy and incite panic buying, but you might want to get some stuff. Don't go clear out the shelves, but make sure that you have food for the next week or two until this boils over. Now, if there's mass civil unrest this weekend, government responses are going to be a little bit slow because of, the government shutdown. What this means is we're in a period of very heightened vulnerability, and there's going to be a lot of bad actors out there on the streets taking advantage of it. You need to be very, very careful of where you go and when you go if this starts to pop off. If you see that EBT...
Okay, I think we got the point, right?
He's just, saying be prepared. I am going grocery shopping today, FYI, just in case.
Yeah.
But
I saw it, by the way, there's a comment here from somebody who works at Walmart. He said he had people actually try to buy TVs with Snap. And they're very upset when they can't get everything they want with Snap.
For people to complain about, what they can or can't, obviously they haven't done their research on it. They just think it's a free-for-all, like Monopoly money. I don't know. I think EBT is on a card, right? Like a debit card or something. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it's
sure.
I think it's an electronic card. It used to be actual stamps back in my day.
Well, what they say is a lot of people will trade in the EBT.
You can sell them
for money.
Yeah.
And then
people sell them and then they get drugs.
Then they get drugs, alcohol. I don't know. I did look on some social medias where they scrolled through Amazon of what EBT will allow you to actually buy, like caviar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need caviar if you're on EBT?
That's not what they're buying, though.
No, but that's
buying...
what they're offering.
Oh.
So I guess what you could say is most businesses see this as, yes, they will get paid no matter what, right? People who use it, if they buy their product, they will get the money from the government.
Yeah. So we didn't have these benefits. I didn't grow up wealthy. Okay. But my mom did, just a tip.
What'd she do?
Just a tip for people. Like what my mother did is she'd go buy a bunch of ground beef, a bunch of chicken breast, whatever, and vegetables, noodles, pasta, and tomato. And we had our own garden. So we grow tomatoes, make sauce and all this kind of stuff. Right. And we ate because we couldn't afford to eat out. We never ate out.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't afford these packaged goods because they're expensive per
packaged goods. You
gram,
mean like chips or what do you mean?
Yes, that or these prepped, these microwave meals, stuff like that. So what she would do, and what we do a lot too, is we make food in bulk. So she would make a big casserole, right? And then we would eat that over the course of few days, and we'd have another casserole.
She does have good spaghetti sauce.
She does.
She cooks that in bulk.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. Or if you are struggling, you can go and buy a bunch of chicken breast, rice, broccoli, make and prep a bunch of meals for the week, put them in separate containers, and you're set. That will be cheaper than buying Lay's.
Yes, and healthier.
Way healthier. So it's interesting that like the predominant argument you typically will see from lower income people is, well, you can't get good food for low money. And that's
Yeah, you can.
categorically false.
Yeah. They're just lazy. I hate to say it. You're just lazy. Either you got to prep. I have to meal prep. It takes time. And granted, I do like
Yeah.
cooking, but there are setbacks to it. But you make things
And people
work.
are busy. People are busy. Everybody's busy. Guess what? We're all busy.
Yeah,
like
we're all
you
busy.
just like instead of making excuses, make plans.
Yeah. Yeah. Like last night, we got home at 10 o'clock from a football game for Max. And we had him eat before the game because we're not going to eat at 9 o'clock. Some gross Chick-fil-A. We're going to have like good food at home. And I just
Yeah.
gave him what? A Gatorade after and some pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That didn't really make sense to it. But yeah, it's like timeline. Figure out your schedule, people.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't like this is a real problem. Like obviously, you don't want people to suffer, but at the same time, you don't want like adding more dependence on the system has actually made more dependence on the system and more resentment and more villainization of the people that like create and put into the system.
Well, which is you and me, taxpayers.
You and me. Well, a lot of people. Yeah.
How many people on SNAP do you think pay taxes?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to.
For how they
Well,
act,
yeah.
I don't.
Well, we know that the bottom 50% of people in the country pay effectively zero taxes.
Oh, why isn't the government going after them? Instead, they're
because they're not making enough. So they want them to keep their money, which there's some truth in that.
You have had a good idea always about a tax bracket being a flat tax.
Yeah.
And it's just
no tax on your first 100K.
Yeah.
And then a flat tax after that.
Yeah.
Super fair. Super fair. And guess what? You don't need like an army of accountants and you don't need a 9,000 page revenue tax plan, right?
I would think most people would get on board with that.
Yeah.
And
You'd actually collect more taxes because then you cut all the loopholes up.
Yes. Yes. Which you have even said some millionaires are on food stamps or they get EBT because there's loopholes and people.
I was talking to somebody yesterday that works in government and they're familiar with the SNAP program. Like a lot of affluent people get these, but they don't want to say anything because some of their income isn't reported because maybe their business is not making money. And so they can qualify for SNAP, right? Like we could probably qualify. You and I could probably qualify for SNAP right now. since like this, but that just feels wrong.
It does feel wrong. That's back to where we are planners, and I would hope most people would do this, where you actually.
I wonder why.
Means.
I would like to understand why people that are getting benefits from all of these programs are so mad about not getting more. Like it creates this like weird vortex of entitlement, and
that's 100% with our kids, what their friends, or maybe not their friends, but of kids of their ages or who you see online comment on our stuff. No one would do that in person. It is all entitlement. And when you go back to like churches or charities that actually want to help these people, if these SNAP people who are so angry actually go to a church or a community, they're not going to be a-holes to
no, they're going to get
people.
Help. They're going to get help.
Everybody's
our church helps.
They're just social media and they think they can say whatever they want because nobody will complain. And face to face is just, it's opens so many more doors. You're going to make friends. You're going to realize who you are as a person, and you're going to find out who other people are.
Also, when you have to like be responsible, it creates purpose in your life. You feel useful, and that creates like happiness.
Yes.
Like when you are dependent on others for everything, that is a sad way to live. Right.
Well,
and then like you might have phases in your life where that happens, but then you got to get out of it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, how about this? Let's maybe wrap up, and I would be open to if we got any questions. Like we can take any questions that people have.
You see any?
Some of the count died off a bit in the threads, but yeah.
Well, it's been a good discussion. I am wondering what will happen on November 1st.
It'll be interesting. If it'll get resolved before then.
There's part of me that thinks it will. Part of me thinks this
Yeah.
is media creating all of this nervousness, get people to the store, make them spend their money, and
Well,
maybe it won't be that big of a deal.
If
Like
the-
COVID. Remember, you're like, go get toilet paper and
Yeah, people. Yeah, as if they're like going to the bathroom more.
actually, if we're talking about rationing, okay, I have failed to purchase toilet paper recently, and we're
Mm.
down to like 2
We-
rolls,
Yeah.
and I am rationing. Hence, snap EBT. If you know it's about to
Yeah.
end, you ration it out.
We're gonna work on a Kanban method for this.
What do you mean?
This is like you have some rolls, and then as soon as you take that roll, then that's the reorder point. Like there's a,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we
okay,
do that
okay.
with stuff in our garage refrigerator. As soon as
Yes.
you take that one, then that's the reorder point. We need
Yep.
to do the same with toilet paper.
Yes.
Let's see a couple questions. Are you guys happy? Yeah, super happy. Thank you.
Are we happy?
Yeah.
Oh,
And do we look happy?
We're happy. Da, 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 da. Any other questions?
Quite a baby boom during COVID. Yeah, got people staying at home more,
Yes.
snuggling up. That's good. That's a good thing. More Americans having children versus
Families.
augmenting it with immigration of people we
Families are
don't
good.
know their intentions. Yeah,
Kids are
family's
good.
good. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks all.
Adios. Wait.
What?
Don't forget, make sure you subscribe on YouTube
Oh, yes.
because you'll get notified when the lives start happening. Matt is kind of
We're gonna do
like
more of these.
twisting. Yeah, he's like figuring some stuff out. GSD is going to totally expand. We're going to be different, adding new things. Us, the boys, it's a family channel now because we want more. Oh, just like we said, families are great.
Mm.
We want more families out there to talk, let our kids know what is happening in the world and that they're going to solve it for everybody.
Yeah, and I'm going to open up to take in callers. So I'll be doing more of those types of things and talking to people that want to call in and adding them to the stream.
Mhm.
I think that'll be fun and interesting. I'm sure it'll be lively at times, but the intent is discuss with people, real people.
Love it.
Okay, thanks.
Peace.